What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Fire Armory Augment that was unvaulted today, finally, and it brings the Dragon's Breath Sniper and Dragon's Breath Shotgun to the game if you are able to get this augment. As always, if you guys do find this video helpful or informative, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and comment down below what you think of these weapons. So the Fire Armory Augment is now actually in the game. I know we had like a confusion with last week's update when it was added to the game and then taken out of the game an hour or two after it was added, but now it is actually in the game, and that's why it was taken out last week, is because it was actually meant to be this week's minor piece of content. Obviously, it's not the biggest deal. We're really late into the season. We're not going to be getting huge new like game-changing updates when we're 10 days away from a new season, but the Dragon's Breath Sniper and Shotgun do affect the game a decent amount if you want to use them, so we're going to be talking about them in this video. I think the biggest piece of value you're going to get from this augment is going to be the sniper. It deals 121 body damage, and I don't know exactly how much headshot damage, but it can one hit to the head on fully health opponents. Even without the headshot augment, I was getting one hits to the head, and I went back in replay mode and checked and saw that those people were full health. So it does guarantee a one-hit kill in zero builds, and it also does have sniper glint. Last time it was in the game, it didn't have any glint, but it does have glint now when you are playing against somebody using it. It's not as like drastic as like the previous like heavy sniper glint, I feel like, but it is still pretty noticeable if somebody is aiming at you with this sniper. So if you are someone who enjoys sniping, you're going to like this weapon. It has one bullet and then a reload, so it's not as spammable as something like the Hunter Bolt Sniper was. It doesn't have that much bullet drop. I was overestimating the bullet drop a lot when using this weapon, and that was, to be honest, the main struggle for me when using it. And then it also has the ability to light things on fire, which can be useful to force some people out of certain areas or off pieces of cover, but I really don't think it's the biggest deal because we have the explosive repeater rifle in the game, which already does that better than what I think the sniper does, and it's more spammable. So if you were trying to pick a weapon to zone people off of cover or kind of force them into undesirable situations, I don't really think the Dragon's Breath Sniper is going to be it. But if you are someone who enjoys sniping, this is going to be a weapon that you enjoy using. It's, you know, very simple. One hit to the head, obviously that's a big deal, and it like has the ability to impact the game. The Dragon's Breath Shotgun, however, is still very good, but I don't think it's going to be as game-changing as the sniper is. I don't think you're going to be re-rolling as much to get this augment if you want the shotgun. It deals 158 damage to the body and 195 to the head, and you cannot upgrade it. You get a purple one from the augment, and that's the one that we're stuck with. So, and it does light things on fire, so you probably get some amount of fire damage on the person as well after shooting them. And so a lot of people are going to look at that and be like, wow, this gun is crazy. What is wrong with it? Why is it not just going to be the meta? The main inconveniences of this weapon are going to be that it has very low range. You have to basically be barrel stuffing your opponent to get any sort of decent damage out of this weapon. And it has a very slow reload speed, and you have to reload after every trigger pull. It reloads 4 shots, but you shoot all 4 shots in one trigger pull. So essentially, it's a shotgun that has 1 shot. So similar to the Mammoth pistol, you have to reload in between each shot, and it has a very, very slow reload speed. Even with the augment that improves your shotgun reload speed, it still reloads really slow, and that makes you very vulnerable to, you know, potentially just outright losing a fight if you miss your shot, or just getting third-partied, you know, or if you're playing something like squads, you're going to have to deal with multiple people at once. So having a shotgun that only has 1 shot and then you have to reload and it has a very slow reload is far from ideal. The third parties are going to be annoying. And then another kind of drawback to it is that it has a very large spread. This shouldn't be the biggest deal since it has low range, so you're only going to be using it at barrel stuff range. But because of that large spread, you just want to be going for body shots with this weapon, I think, but like it can lead to inconsistent damage because you can hit like half the opponent with your reticle. It has a really large reticle, and you could miss half your pellets because half the reticle might not be on them, and that is going to give you inconsistent damage on a weapon that is already kind of like an all or nothing weapon. So if you are going to be using the shotgun, I recommend just getting up close to people and going for the body shot just to maximize how many of your pellets hit, hopefully get as much damage on them as you can, and then swap to a spray weapon to hopefully finish them off from there. Wouldn't recommend using the repeater with this as much if you're thinking about like pump repeater, because you would shoot them with the Dragon's Breath, swap to the repeater, your Dragon's Breath is still out of ammo. So then you would have to swap to a spray weapon or something along those lines. It's just not a very versatile weapon. It's very, 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 very one-dimensional. If you're barrel stuffing the opponent and y'all are basically, you know, touching each other and you hit a good shot on them, you're going to deal a lot of damage. And if they're already weak, you're probably just going to outright get the kill there. If not, they're going to be very easy to finish. But I don't think this is the best shotgun in the game because of how one-dimensional it is. I would much rather be using the Havoc Pump. And then another thing to kind of take into account is the low range of this shotgun kind of makes it to where if you're using this, you're going to be playing into the drum shotty. So like the natural range of this weapon just forces you into drum shotty range. And so like you have to hit them with this and then swap to your spray weapon and hopefully have done enough Dragon's Breath damage to finish them. Whereas like all the drum shotty player has to do is hold their fire button. I feel like in this current season, I just don't really like getting up close to people, like super close to them because of how insane the drum shotty is, unless I already have them very weak. And the Dragon's Breath is going to be the same thing. So if you don't want to deal with this weapon, just don't get incredibly close to people, you know, like pickaxe range, unless you already have them very weak and you're pretty sure you're going to be able to one-hit them. I feel like that's how you play against the drum shotty. It's how you play against this. It's just very low range, makes the weapon one-dimensional, and I feel like it's even more one-dimensional than the drum shotty because it does have that slow reload and the fact that it has to reload in between every shot. If you did want to use both these weapons together, I would recommend using your other weapon as something that's very versatile and can do multiple kind of jobs, since you have a very one-dimensional shotgun. And then you also have a sniper, which is more of a long-range weapon. So you need something that can kind of fill the role of a spray weapon and like kind of a medium-range weapon at the same time. So I feel like your best choices for that are going to be a high-rarity tac pistol or something like the flapjack rifle. I had games where I played with the flapjack and the pistol. Both did fine. I would prefer to have like a mythic tactical pistol if I was going to get this augment. And then I also get the mythic tactical pistol and I'm able to get pistol recycle. I feel like that's an incredibly good setup, but that's like 3 of your augments dedicated to this, whereas like some of the other, you know, ideal loadouts, your augments don't matter as much. And so that's why I wouldn't want to run this as much. It's definitely a fun weapon to play around with. And if you're someone who enjoys the sniper, you're going to love this augment. Like if you enjoy sniping, I think this augment is a huge deal. If you don't want to run the sniper, while the Dragon's Breath shotgun is good, I wouldn't really be re-rolling for it, aside from just maybe trying to play around with it and see what it's like. But I don't think it's going to be the meta or anything unless you're someone who really, really loves sniping. But that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys found this helpful, informative, interesting. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of the Dragon's Breath sniper shotgun, the Fire Armory Augment, and I'm going to let some gameplay play out from a game I got on stream with it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. To aim up a little bit there, you know? Just like a tiny amount. We probably have him scared. Imagine if we had mobility there, dude. What did he think he was doing? That is going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, remember to give it a like. Subscribe if you'd like to see more, and let me know down in the comments what you think of the new Dragon's Breath Armory being added to the game. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.